Somebody needs to seriously tell Drake to stop releasing music right now, because somehow, despite embarrassing moment after embarrassing moment stacking up just like his hit songs once used to, he will not stop humiliating himself, as Drake is once again back with yet another song, this time with a remix he's done with Toronto's very own Snow Day. And first off, Drake finally doing a new track with somebody from his home city for the first time in a while after Kendrick Lamar called him out for always hopping onto the waves of other regions and neglecting his own roots is already hilarious in of itself. But within his newest release, Drake isn't throwing subliminals at Kendrick or any other rappers who have dissed him, or even just spitting bars with the slightest sense of intensity, urgency, or I don't know, even one bit of understanding the fact that day after day, even a month after Kendrick's diss tracks have been released, the world is only continuing to make him a bigger and bigger joke. And matter of fact, things are only getting worse at this point, as these narratives are really starting to stick and have a longer lasting impact than I think anyone could have predicted. And with this song, with the stakes for his own reputation never being higher, oh my god, I don't know if in his over 15 years of making music for the entire world to see, Drake has ever hopped on anything more embarrassing than whatever this is supposed to be. This track is seriously that bad, as in one of the most pivotal moments when it comes to how this time will be remembered in Drake's career and how stained his resume will be. He decided to, for all intensive purposes, make a parody of Hey There Delilah, and yeah, I'm talking about that Hey There Delilah, and I have never heard a more pathetic song in my life in terms of where Drake was and what he was rapping about just a month ago to now. This is arguably the craziest change in demeanor that rap has ever seen, and with this move coming right at this moment in time, with something that's so humiliating, there is going to be absolutely no way that Drake can dig a deeper hole than what he has done right here. Now, on this godforsaken audio...
Man, really, I don't know what he's talking about, man, because look, let me tell you something. Drake, if he wants to bow out gracefully right now, he can do that. And he can bow out gracefully and knowing that he has bops under his belt where he can just live off of those for the rest of however long he wants to put this or continue this. It's like, okay, yes, okay. Everybody wants Drake to face the music and all this stuff because everybody has their day. But I'm telling you, man, that man is not hurt. That man is not hurting none. Drake is not stressing none right now. Do you think Drake is stressing right now? Really? Do you think Drake is stressing right now? Like, Drake is not stressing at all right now, bro. Like, it ain't nothing to Drake. He's about to move to Houston. He's about to chill. And he can just bow out now. Like, he already did everything he was supposed to do. Like, and we got to remember, Kendrick, yeah, all this not like us shit, that wouldn't even be big if it weren't for freaking Drake. So come on. Just stating facts. Just stating facts, bro.
Clip that some people are mistaking a piece of music. Drake's measly auto-tuned vocals screech over the instrumental like nails on a chalkboard, and as Drake mimics Hey There Delilah's lyrics with this wretched accent that, which again, just helps Kendrick and everybody else's jokes write themselves. Drake lays down what I think may just be the most ridiculous performance he ever has, and while this song isn't trying to be something that should be compared to his Kendrick kisses, and in actuality,
I don't know, Ryan.
is trying to exist out of it in some
thank
way.
You for commenting,
with this
fam.
record coming out,
this is
right
what Ryan says. Ryan Chavez says
Drake,
he's 100% throwing a fit over what Kendrick did to him.
Expecting to achieve
laughing emoji.
I mean, we already saw Drake try to shift things around and start laughing with us, but instead
Ryan, for real.
was
like,
just left being made fun of even more when he rapped over the BBL Drizzy beat on a sexy red track.
I mean, I would hope that he's not stressing.
We aren't just seeing him try to create the same type of
it wasn't
moment,
enough for J. Cole. J. Cole already started.
But as a result of him doubling down, we are seeing
apologizing and all this shit, and it's like, man, that made Drake kind of look bad.
He's now backtracking on everything push-ups and family.
I mean,
Matters
I guess he probably is. He's probably mad at what's that guy, that Conan guy?
For his funny antics,
I don't know why.
As opposed to the massive loss he got handed to him when being in the ring with Kendrick. But who does Drake really think he's fooling here?
I don't know what
Not just rap fans, but music fans in general, and even a lot of Drake fans now sadly know that he lost the beef, and as Drake can no longer even get his new songs songs
I
to
mean,
come
you
close to the
can't
chart
deny what's
dominance
hot.
and
You know what I
instant
mean?
platinum status that tracks including Like That, Euphoria, and Not Like Us reached.
Bro, oh, Ryan
Drake
Chavez
hasn't just
says,
failed
bro,
at his
he's
own
reaching
game,
too
all the
far.
way to the point
His
where we are getting
ghostwriters aren't
Hey
giving
There
him
Delilah
anything.
covers following the
Oh,
most
let me put the
lethal
chat
and
on.
career-altering moment of his entire career. And while
What's
he
up,
thinks this is
Bucky? How you
salvaging his
doing,
name or
fam?
changing the discussion around
Been
everything
a
about
minute,
it,
bro. You been
in
alright?
actuality, it's
Been
only
wondering
making
where
him
you
look
been?
worse and worse as with each antic he's trying
Bro,
to pull
he's
off.
reaching too
Whether
far.
it was
His
rapping over
ghostwriters
BBL
aren't giving him
Drizzy or this
anything
clownish
meaningful or
garbage,
relevant.
he has proven every
I
single
mean,
lyric of
you
Kendrick's
know what?
to be
I'm
more
not
true
gonna
than it ever has been.
coattail Drizzy,
As we are
even though
clearly
that
looking
is
at somebody
that
whose
is my
career
favorite
is spiraling
artist.
and
Like,
whose every antic
real
is
talk,
just more embarrassing
but
than next. Now, as Kendrick
I mean, I
did
gotta
pretty
say,
much
when
set
an
things
L's
up in
an
a way
L.
so that when Drake went back to making more ridiculous music and
So,
once again pulling
I'm just
stunts
gonna
like we
say
have
it,
seen
man.
with this new
Damn.
record, we would all look
I
at
still
him
don't-
differently.
Right,
as he
I
was
can't
called
say
out
it,
for
I
just
can't
how
say it.
immature he has looked with all the
I don't
moves
wanna
that just
say it,
don't
man.
reflect his age whatsoever. You would think that the last thing Drake would continue
Yeah,
to do
I
is
think
fuel
so.
everything that Kendrick put into motion
Bucky
on
says,
Euphoria,
sorry,
Not
but
Like Us,
Drizzy took the
616
L.
in LA, and
Hey,
Meet the
and
Grams, because while
Bucky,
Drake
if you
definitely
haven't
did lose
realized,
this
Bucky
beat,
is on
it's
my
only
live.
his own
Yup.
actions that are making everything sting
The
all the
only
harder
person I got
and
on my
have
live is
even
Bucky.
bigger repercussions than it ever could,
How about
because
that?
he has just folded into this version
Somebody
of
does
himself
love
where after
me.
releasing diss tracks that,
You
despite
like
how
the
they
old
were
Drake over
inferior
anything?
to
Oh,
what
you like
Kendrick did,
lyrical
came with
Drake.
the
You like when Drake
calculations
was
to
real
try to
lyrical,
dig up
like,
dirt, film entire
and
music
like
videos, and really make it a moment like nothing else he has ever done, to now where he's releasing songs that are pretty much straight on jokes, and this is where everything is taking a turn into a spiral that Drake may never come back from. Taking an L in rap beef is something that has happened to even the greatest rappers of all time. But the one thing you can never do to keep the momentum of your career going is,
excuse me. But the one person that I think that we are like ignoring here, if I may, is this. This is who Kendrick should have been literally talking about right here. This is who Kendrick really is talking about, guys. Like, y'all don't know this yet, but I'm about to break it to you a little heavy right now.
And without relying on someone else to give me an alert, a trading signal, or to join a Discord group.
Check this out.
What did I do instead? I followed
Hey,
a set of
Chris
mechanical
Papu,
rules,
who's winning
a
in the
strategy
fight?
that
Mike
allowed
Hunt
me
or
to
Dixie
minimize my
Cider?
losses and maximize my earnings
Mike
while only trading
Hunt?
an hour a day. In fact,
Or
you could do the same in just 8 minutes.
Oh,
Here's
you
how.
freaking!
My
hey,
name is
that's
Jordan,
badass.
founder of Freedom Team Trading, and we
Bro,
help struggling traders
That's
become
badass,
profitable
Chris.
in just 8
Shout out,
weeks
Chris, man,
without
for
relying on
making me
alerts
laugh,
and
fam.
without
Thank you.
trading more than an hour a day using
for
our
real.
three-phase system.
But this
Now,
is who, man.
I'm sure
Sorry
you
about
may
these
be
stupid
thinking-
ads, man. Damn.
But I'm
so
not
cheap.
the kind of dog that the state of Texas wants you to believe I am.
This is who.
Around 7 women between the ages of 12 and 14
This is who Kendrick made
came
this song to.
forward and said that they had sexual relationships with Carlos Coy, more famously known
This
as
is who I know
South Park
as
Mexican.
certified.
Sadly
pedophile.
enough, SPM didn't take the trial seriously, showing up to court wearing
not like
baggy
us.
gym
He
shorts
not
and
like
big
us.
t-shirts. The son he had with the 13-year-old was already
He
7 at this
made-
point,
see, Kendrick
and the
Lamar-
mom only wanted child support. She wasn't trying to get him arrested for statutory rape. SPM could have avoided.
Okay, look. Kendrick Lamar wrote that about Drake, but he had SPM in mind. He had SPM in mind when he was doing the song. Because I even heard an interview and I even saw a tweet and he was like, "Oh no, I really meant to say it was for SPM," but he deleted it. And so it's like, dude, why did you go and do that? Why are you doing this stuff? Like, can you leave it up there so the rest of the world can see it, so I can stop like trying to cry wolf? Because like everybody has this guy's back, like this Chomo, this certified PDF.
Prison if he
But anyways,
simply provided for his.
This is a famous criminals video. This guy did an amazing job. I look at this video every other day just trying to get clues and gather clues to how this man talks, because this man is a real good manipulator. But check this out. Y'all ready? This guy's name is Famous Criminals. Y'all go follow him. Y'all go subscribe to him. He has amazing content. Check this out.
Recently, SPM has found a resurgence in popularity due to TikTok trends. But do these Gen Z teenagers
Check
know
this out, guys.
that SPM is a convicted Chester, currently serving 45 years after getting caught pounding off in a hotel room with two 14-year-olds and getting a 13-year-old pregnant at the age of 22. This man has a child titillation record that would make Roman Polanski sick. SPM still gets 1.6 26 million Spotify plays per month after being locked up for over 21 years. But what if I told you he was way worse than expected? For those who don't know, SPM was an influential rapper in the late 90s and early 2000s, selling millions of records independently. He was actually signed to Universal in the year 2000. They were planning on putting a lot of money behind him to help him become a more commercial and mainstream rapper, but decided to step back since it became increasingly more likely that he would end up in prison. One of SPM's proteges was Baby Bash, and at first, Baby Bash said that SPM was innocent, but recently he's saying he doesn't know because SPM's paperwork has emerged.
Asked about like SPM and those questions regarding that.
I think people assume that I'm like Mr. Dope House. Like I was you know what I mean? Like I just know all the information and I was there every day. No, I wasn't around that, but you got to understand, I was doing music over there and working with everybody, but we were out hustling and people just think, oh, Baby Bash knows everything. No, I don't know everything. They asked me about the case. I'm like, look, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. If I did know, believe me, I'd make my fucking mark. And if anything happened like that, then he's the lowest piece of shit motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel about it. People always ask me, I don't know what he did.
He knows what
trying
he
to
did.
give him the benefit of the doubt. You know,
he knows what he did.
It
Come
was
on,
originally
man.
believed
He
that
knows
he had
what
a one-night stand with the stripper who turned out to be 13. In actuality,
let me ask you something, guys. If you have nieces and daughters, if I have anybody real quick with nieces and daughters, listen. This man is a mass manipulator. Like, he will get you to believe anything. Like, 7 different victims. 7 different victims this man had. You're telling me that they were all an accident? Get out of here.
it wasn't a one-night stand. He had seen her multiple times and even dropped her off at a middle school. In actuality, it wasn't a one-night stand. He had seen her multiple times and even dropped her off at a middle school.
trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
It was originally
Listen to
believed
this.
that he had a one-night stand with the stripper who turned out to be 13. In actuality, it wasn't a one-night stand. He had seen her multiple times and even dropped her off at a middle school.
And trust me, if I were guilty of this shit, I would have took the 5 years. I'd have done 2.5 years and gone home. But they were trying to tell me that I had to say I was guilty for something I didn't do. Now, I did have a kid with an underage girl. She lied about her age. I never dropped her off at no damn middle school or all this shit that they're talking about. That's all. You would have to be fucking crazy to be sitting there not giving a about getting an underage girl pregnant. That's suicide. Of course I thought she was of age.
Were you rapping at that time, or that was before you started rapping?
Hell no, I never knew I was going to be no rapper. I was 22 years old smoking fry. I was out of my mind. I was smoking.
All right, let me stop him right there. So what he's doing is he's setting it up and he's saying, I didn't know I was going to be no rapper. I was out of my mind smoking that fry, that PCP. So he's really trying to blame the drugs now. So see, that's another way of like deflecting. Like, it wasn't even me. So I can't even tell you like what was going on because I was not in my right frame of mind. He's telling you like, so he's damn near admitting it, bro. Like,
Fries selling pregnant. That's suicide. Of course I thought she was of age.
Were you rapping at that time, or that was before you started rapping?
Hell no, I never knew I was going to be no rapper. I was 22 years old smoking fry. I was out of my mind.
but there is interviews and there is other statements out there that you're saying you were influenced by music and wanted to rap at a young age. How do you feel about the dirty ass Chicago thugs? I don't feel no way about it, man. I think everybody is all God's children, and we just need to respect each other and move along as human beings. But this man deserves what he has. Like, he shouldn't be able to get out early this October. Hell no.
I was smoking fries, selling just. And those who don't know what fry is, it's formaldehyde. But I will never ever regret my beautiful baby boy.
He said, but He said I was doing PCP, but because he said he just said he wasn't in his right mind, but
you don't know what fries, it's formaldehyde. But I will never ever regret my beautiful baby boy. Anyone will never ever regret my beautiful baby boy. Anyway,
bro, this thing is just coming to us in like more ways than others, and I'm just looking at the same video and I'm thinking, look, this guy just said, but I know what I did was wrong. I know there's 7 different accusations, 7 different girls, 7 different kids under the age of 13 and 9. The ranges, those are the ranges, 7 of them from the ages of 13 and 9. And he says, but I will never regret my like saying, well, like you just have to deal with it. This man's out of his mind, bro. Like nobody's picking up on that. Nobody's picking up on that, bro. And you don't know.
I want to let the world know you can love me.
What type of shit is that, bro? I want to let the world know you can love me, bro. Some people don't even know you, homie, and they only know you for that wrong shit. What do you think you're gonna do?
I'm a dog, know what I'm saying? But I'm not the kind of dog that the state of Texas wants you to believe I am.
Really?
Around 7 women between the ages of 12 and 14 came forward and said that they had sexual relationships with Carlos Coy, more famously known as South Park Mexican.
Listen to this.
Sadly enough, SPM didn't take the trial seriously, showing up to court wearing baggy gym shorts and big t-shirts. The son he had with the 13-year-old was already 7 at this point, and the mom only wanted child support. She wasn't trying to get him arrested for statutory rape. SPM could have avoided prison if...
Bro, SPM didn't even have to go to prison if he would have just chilled out. This guy went back to an hotel room. This guy went back after the court just told you, look, bro, like you this is already your second bailout, bro. Chill out. He had a chance to go, man. He could have gone and signed his deal and all that stuff, but he still wanted to mess with the little kids. He was then caught again in a hotel room with 2 14-year-olds. Both said that he sexually assaulted them. Both of them. That man was sick. That man was sick. And he used his music, he used his celebrity to attract that. And he pounced on it, bro. He's a predator. He's a monster. He's a monster, and he deserves the whole 45 years. They need to keep SPM, not free SPM. And I'm a Mexicano that's saying that. This I Am Dex saying that. They need to keep that man. That man is a monster. He's a mass manipulator. You don't understand. Like, he's going to do it again. And then what? I believe that people can change. But I believe that people can change whenever they're honest with themselves and they're honest with the world. Like, if they're honest with everybody and saying, hey, I was a predator back then. I had a problem. That was my... Hey, appreciate that, fam. Yeah, well, I know a lot of people in Texas are the ones that support him, man. And most of them that support him, they have charges themselves. So it's in the Latin community too. So that's crazy. But yeah, so you're telling me like 7 different occasions where you had inappropriate behaviors with minors? 7. One, I think I can be like, damn, bro, you got a bad fucking thing on your, like, this is bad. I mean, but that's on you. You're going to show somebody your paperwork, but that shouldn't even fly in the Texas department where he's at, in the Ramsey unit. The Ramsey unit, that's where this man's at. Carlos Coy, and he's in the Ramsey unit. And that's where like a lot of the chomos go roam. But the recidivism rate, bro, is at a 68%. Like there's a 68% chance that this man right here, this guy that tried to take over the rap world, Mexican world, this man right there will literally do it again. I guarantee it. And then do you not know that this man started married? Like he got married to one of his daughter's friends that was 18 years old when he was locked up. He was locked up and he married an 18-year-old. We don't see anything wrong with that. He broke up with his adult lady wife, Carolyn, and then he got with one of the daughter's friends that's 18 years old. I don't know if y'all are hearing me right now. Maybe you gotta clean up. But these people are trying to spread their influence, like him and his daughter, and spread their influence. Like, oh man, we're gonna go take over middle schools. Like it's bad enough kids already hearing this stuff again. It's resurfacing, recycling, coming right back around. Like this guy is gonna be dangerous when he's out here. And we don't understand that. So all we see is the celebrity. That's all we see is celebrity. We don't see nothing else. We don't even see the crime. Why? Because, oh yeah, we don't know him, but still, bro, he did this to some people. They are doing their life sentence. Why shouldn't he? Some people that he hurt have that hurt on them as they were little kids, that they were just probably like, wow, that's SPM, and look what he did to me. This guy focused on one thing. Look at how the age groups are so similar. He liked that one thing, so he stuck with that one thing. And the dude dropped one of the girls off at the middle school. A grown-ass man in your 20s should not be dropping off no girl at middle school. Nothing. This man got her in the car, go do his little shenanigans with her, take her back to school. After the parents then took them to school. And he would pick them up. They would skip and he would take them back driving. Hey, I appreciate that, bro. I really appreciate that, fam. Thank you, bro. But it's just crazy to me, like how so many Mexicans are behind his back and like just quick to do that. No shade to Hoodlum though, because Hoodlum is from San Antonio. He's the youngster. He don't really know better as far as like SPM probably looking into him like that. He probably don't pay attention to that because that man's like a free spirit and he's always doing what he wants to do. And I mean he's wrecking havoc though, Southside Hoodlum. But this man, I just kind of I don't even want to say I want him to get out because I mean I don't wish jail on nobody, but whenever I got nieces, man, I got a daughter, I got nieces though. I got nieces that I could not have that. Like I would be doing myself a disservice by feeding into him or like feeding into his narrative, because that's what he's trying to spin. Like this man's already been convicted, and I know you can say, oh well, you could still be convicted, Dex, and really not have done it, but 7 times, and then not to mention you remarried an 18-year-old and you're locked up. You don't think that's a little young, bro? You're a little 50, right? Like what are we doing here? These are the questions that I have to ask. If the parole board even tries to even have him be free on some kind of parole, because that man needs to do his full-time sentence, man. Again, he hurt them kids. And that's this man right here, Carlos Coy, SPM.
If he simply provided for his son. She successfully sued him for $28,000 in the year 2000. Then 2 years later, he would get convicted, mainly for getting her pregnant. Carlos was only supposed to serve 5 years, and the jury agreed that he knew how young she was and that he had seen her multiple times. This wasn't an honest mistake. If it was, he would have gotten a lighter sentence. This is a man who knew exactly what he was doing. He is undoubtedly attracted to children. To think he could actually beat this case when the mom is 20 and the kid is 7, proving without a doubt that he had sex with a 13-year-old.
This simple line of code can increase your ad sales by 50 to 100% instantly. No changes in your business. I can prove it too. This is why.
Bro, did you hear that? And he tried to cover that up, bro. Ridiculous.
Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Impact Theory.
Before prison, SPM had a rough, mean, ruthless persona, and after being convicted, he talks in a higher-pitched voice, trying to seem as innocent as possible. Carlos still claims
Ever seen your house in the window?
This whole thing has been a conspiracy against him and that all his accusers are lying.
There ain't no conspiracy, bro. That ain't no conspiracy, fam.
Time now passes in a state prison for Carlos Coy. He has served 6 of 45 years and sings a different song.
Do you know what it is to kiss your babies through a window? See your whole life pass through a window.
Carlos insists he was innocent of molesting his daughter's 9-year-old friend. Paternity tests do prove he fathered a child with a 14-year-old girl in a song.
Do you know what it is to kiss your babies through a window? See your whole life pass through a window.
Carlos insists he was innocent of molesting his daughter's 9-year-old friend. Paternity tests do prove he fathered a child with a 14-year-old girl in a separate case.
They say all publicity is good publicity, but I think in this one matter.
And there's more to this case that people don't know. Multiple middle school age girls have told detailed stories about their encounters with Coy. Some of their parents even confirmed the relationship. 45 years seems like a lot at first, but then you remember he had 7 total accusers. His excuse that he mistaked the middle.
Bro, this man is filled to the brim of his bald head with lies, bro. Look into the eyes of this man. Look at that monster, bro. That man is mad and sad because he got caught. If he got the chance again, he would do so, bro. Remember that.
Middle schooler for an adult might work once, but not 9 times. Police department investigator Heidi Ruiz was quoted saying he's guilty.
Bro, I'm sorry. I wasn't doing my research right. Earlier I said 7 different defendants. There was 9 different occasions. 9 different women, 9 different girls. I'm not even going to say women. That'll be giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying babies, kids. 9 different, bro.
He's more guilty than any suspect I've ever worked with before. The youngest victim Carlos had was 9 years old. She was a friend of his daughter who was spending the night on Labor Day weekend. The 2 girls were playing cops and robbers worked with before. The excuse that he mistaked a middle schooler for an adult might work once, but not 9 times. Police department investigator Heidi Ruiz was quoted saying he's guilty. He's more guilty than any suspect I've ever worked with before. The youngest victim Carlos had was 9 years old. She was a friend of his daughter who was spending the night on Labor Day weekend. The excuse that he mistaked a middle schooler for an adult might work once, but not 9 times. Police department investigator Heidi Ruiz was quoted saying he's guilty. He's more guilty than any suspect I've ever worked with before. The youngest victim for an adult. His excuse that he mistaked a middle schooler for an adult might work once, but not 9 times. Police department investigator Heidi Ruiz was quoted saying he's guilty. He's more guilty than any suspect I've ever worked with before. The youngest victim Carlos had was 9 years old. She was a friend of his daughter who was spending the night on Labor Day weekend. The two girls were playing cops and robbers and entertained themselves using a Barbie CD-ROM. Later in the night, the two girls were channel surfing and Carlos came in the room wearing boxers and a t-shirt. He would put on Texas Chainsaw Massacre while touching his daughter's friend inappropriately. The two girls would be put to bed and the 9-year-old friend noticed Carlos by the doorway. He reached over his sleeping daughter and reached his hand under her friend's panties. She was pretending to be asleep, hoping
what's
he'd
up,
go
Mr.
away,
Shadow? How you
but he
doing,
would
fam?
lick
You
her
doing all right?
vagina for a full 5 minutes. She didn't feel well after that and called her mom. She arranged a ride home and Carlos was the driver. He told her not to tell anyone what he did, that she's a great dancer. He was gonna open up a dance studio for her and make her a big star. Then he would buy her and her family anything they wanted. The little girl would have nightmares about what happened and eventually told her mom. According to Baby Bash, the mom tried to extort SPM for $20,000 or else they would go to the police.
Physically and mentally and emotional. She was really, really hurt by him.
Carlos laughed about it and hung up the phone. Supposedly he had an intimate relationship with the girl's mom, which probably explains why she attempted to settle things before going to the police. Carlos would get arrested a few weeks later. He was able to bond out of jail, and his trial was scheduled for May 6, 2002. More proof that he's a complete idiot. On February 3, 2002, while awaiting trial for child molestation, he picked up two 14-year-old fans and took them to a motel, where one of the girls claims to have had sex with them. Carlos had showed her softcore Cinemax films, and she later locked herself in the bathroom while Carlos had sex with another woman. Carlos would drop off the 14-year-olds miles away from their house. Even if they weren't underage, this would be seen as disrespectful and rude. They had to use a phone at a strip mall to catch a ride from their older sister. When confronted about how they ended up there, they were honest. There were also witnesses who spotted the young girls at the motel, and this was enough to get his bond revoked. The sentence isn't actually harsh at all. The courts knew that he impregnated a 13-year-old. This should be enough to scare him into not doing it again, but he would do it multiple times. Awaiting trial for molestation wasn't enough to stop him from having sex with a 14-year-old. And apparently he's eligible for parole next year, and this dude got married to a girl in her mid-20s while in prison. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he started doing the same stuff when he gets out. Carlos has never taken accountability. I'd have more respect for him if
He's called South Park Mexican. Famous rapper that was caught with 9 different. That's who the real, they're not like us. That's where it should be really